You know, 150 million Americans take vitamins on a regular basis. Maybe you're one of them. But do you really need them to stay healthy? A recent article in the Reader's Digest suggests that maybe you don't. Joining us to talk more on this controversy is PhD and natural health care expert Mark Mincolla. It's nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you. I took my vitamins this morning.
I know. I've taken mine as well. And I'm hoping that you're going to say that I'm taking them for a reason. Tell me, are there benefits to taking vitamins?
Well, first of all, the National Institute of Health tells us that there are 13 essential vitamins. Vitamins are part of what we are.
Right.
The real question, the onus is on the studies. There are studies that say plus, minus, and neutral. I think the onus is on the consistency and the good design of a study.
Now, there's a lot of people, though, who are arguing that you don't need to take vitamins because you just eat a healthy diet and you're going to be perfectly fine.
Boy, I wish it was that simple, Kim. I think, the key is that over the past 75 years, 2/3 of our topsoil's vanished. So 90% of those nutrients that were there for Grandma and Grandpa in their oranges and in their grapefruits and in their veggies, gone. 90%.
Right. So I think at this point, you can eat all the berries in the world, but you're still not going to get enough antioxidants just because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, the soils are so farmed out, they're so factory farmed that the nutrients just aren't there. I remember saw one study from the University of California, Berkeley, that said that up to 98% higher levels of antioxidants in organic produce than non-organic produce.
Wow. All right, let's talk about some of these vitamins, though, that are really important for you to take. Let's begin with C, because everybody thinks that, you got to have your orange juice. Of
course.
So do you have to take C, and if so, how much should you be taking?
Well, once again, I point to a good study about vitamin C. The National Institute of Health, 1999, said 85% of cold and flu symptoms reduced by 500 milligrams or more of vitamin C. So, once again, it's not hard to find a plus or a minus study.
Sure.
The real key here is, how do you feel when you take vitamin C? And a lot of folks say, you know what, I've noticed that I feel a little bit better. The duration, the severity of my colds and flus greatly diminished when I take a good amount of vitamin C. So.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I was going to say 1,000 milligrams to me is a great recommendation.
How about vitamin E? Because there was a study not so long ago that said if you take too much vitamin E, there were adverse effects.
Great point. But that was the HOPE-2 study. Even the authors of the HOPE-2 study have admitted to it being a flawed design. You know why? What it did was it basically took a population that was aging and already diagnosed with illness. That's not a really good study.
Right. And how about the almighty vitamin D? We are now hearing, it seems to be the most popular designer vitamin out there. But for those of us who live like here in New England, and freakishly we're getting the sun, but we normally are not getting it at this time of year, it's pretty important, isn't it?
Well, vitamin D is right now the superstar among vitamins.
It is.
And it's impossible to turn the pages of one day and not find a great study about vitamin D. You're absolutely right. It's a powerful antioxidant, and again, it's really the essence of one of those 13 vitamins. It's what we're made up of. We require vitamin D at such a high level. So you're absolutely right. We're finding now it's not unusual to have a physician recommend 1,000 or 2,500 milligrams, or units rather, 2,500 units of vitamin D a day. Absolutely important.
Yeah, especially if you live in those dark areas, you got to take it.
And we do.
Okay, so let's get right down to it now. Is your best bet to take these as supplements individually, or should you take a multi?
Well, first of all, I recommend organic produce. I think we're at this time right now where, again, 98% of that value for antioxidants is there with organic produce. It's not there with inorganic produce. So, number one, it's time to buy the organic produce. Number two, regarding the studies of the USDA that said, look, at really high antioxidants with spices, a little bit more organic spices really makes a big difference with these antioxidants. Then supplementing separately with a multi, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin D, I think, are still good ways to go.
And what's the best time of day to take your vitamins?
Well, it's a little bit different with each, but I think really for all intents and purposes, a vitamin is a food. And I think when they kind of piggyback on with some of those proteins that you're eating at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, make sure you take your vitamins with your meals.
All right, terrific. Well, the bottom line here is it sounds like I need to continue to take my vitamins.
I think you're doing just fine.
For more information, you can visit Mark's website. It's markmincolla.com. Very nice to see you.
Nice
Thanks
to see
so
you
much
as well.
for coming in
My
to see
pleasure.
us.